we should. Start from the top. From the top.
Yeah. So, man, yeah, I forgot to press the go live. I got so much going on back here.
I just told you how good you were doing.
Yep. So let's go ahead and start it. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome to the MoreGems show.
I think
here's
people
Mike
on TikTok
and Jeff,
saw us
my
and a few of the other
sons.
platforms.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just YouTube. So
okay.
This simulcasting. It's a lot going on.
So, TikTok people, you got to listen to me one more time. I'll be quick this time. So tonight, for all the new people, we got a great show with a load of different exclusive gemstones, mainly cut by Steve Moriarty and Michael Moriarty and Linda Terry. They're all going to be 15% off tonight at MoreGems.com. So all you got to do is go to MoreGems.com, click on that green banner. It's going to take you to all the stones on the show. There are going to be some hidden ones later on that you have to watch for. We'll let you know when those pop up. But all you got to do, add it to your cart. They're all one of a kind, and you're going to get 15% off in the cart. You can use PayPal, Affirm, Google Pay, Apple Pay, credit cards.
Layaway.
A lot of different ways. Layaway. A lot of different things available to you tonight. But yes, so in all of these stones, we can do custom design for you as well. That's our specialty, which can give you more information throughout the show. So go ahead, Steve. Hopefully that was quick enough.
Yeah. And for everybody who is new here on YouTube, I'm Michael Moriarty. My brother over there is Jeff, and Steve is the main man on the screen. We are here to show you some stones, and just welcome everybody. Jeffrey mentioned a lot of people in the chat before we were live, or before I pushed the button to go live. So welcome everybody. Fort Worth, Texas. We got people from Canada, or Canada. Yeah, we do have Alberta, Canada. We got one from Kansas City. So
no Madagascar tonight.
He may be on here. He does. They do come and watch every once in a while. So, go ahead, Steve.
I need to go over this again.
Sure. Yeah.
So
just briefly.
all our prices here, there's an appraised price, and that's based on this gem guide, market-driven, independent pricing. They go around to all the gem shows, Tucson coming up. They'll be there pricing stones, asking dealers how much they get for stones, and then they create this price list, which covers many gems that are available, including some unusuals. You know, there's all the corundums, all different colors. Breaks down by price and size, or quality and size, and gives us a price so that people know just kind of what the general market price in the industry is. So that's the appraised price. Our price is what you'll see online, and what you're going to pay tonight is at least 15% less. The hidden gems, 25% less, and two blue light specials, which will be 30% off. Is that right? Yeah. So, anything else we want to add? Are we ready to go?
So Jeffrey mentioned that the vertical stream wasn't live on YouTube, but it looks like it is. If you just go to our homepage, you want to watch it vertically. There should be a link there that there are 37 people watching there. So thank you everybody for watching. I
put a link in the chat for the vertical people. They should be able to go to that page. So, what was the name of the book? Somebody on TikTok was asking.
The Gem Guide.
The Gem Guide. All right, there you go.
Generally available only to the trade, but if you're in the trade, it's a very, very good guide to pricing. So our first stone up is an ametrine. This comes from Bolivia. This is one Linda cut. Linda really specializes in this Portuguese style cutting. A lot of facets. This one probably has 161 facets, not including those girdle facets, which takes it up to 177 facets. A little bit tedious, but really worthwhile. It just does a beautiful job. You get that spiraling effect in the stone. And in this ametrine, I think it just does remarkably well. This is one of the finest ametrines that we've ever owned. The colors just break up very, very well. Often you cut a brilliant like this and it just mixes and kind of gets this brownish, reddish tone. But this split remarkably well and just produced a beautiful, beautiful stone. This one weighs 27.78 carats. Price online is $1,660, and with the 15 off, it is $1,411 or $51 a carat. A lot of work in this stone. Linda probably had a day and a half in this, probably a good 12 hours. And she just really did a remarkable job. You can look at the faceting, it's just beautiful on the piece. No treatments for this material. You know, people have always wanted to say that this was treated to produce this color. But when you look at the crystals that come out of the mine, it is truly a natural beauty, you know, and I've always thought that is one of the best values in the business, getting a bicolor like this for such a low price. You know, you look at other bicolors, tourmalines are going to be 500, 600, they can be 1,000 a carat. Bicolor sapphires you'll see, and also in the thousands per carat. So at $50 a carat, this is a remarkably inexpensive stone for something that is as beautiful as any gem in the world.
And we had just a couple questions. This one is from Bolivia. Yeah, someone was asking, and is it too big for a men's ring?
It's pretty big, it's deep, and it's going to set up high. Is it too big? I've made men's rings this big, many of them. I'm personally toning down on the size of my stone. I've always picked big stones, and I'm personally going to do a little smaller. You know, and just the depth of this stone makes it sit up quite high. You know, so I'm not going to say it's too deep, but it's going to be a deep ring for sure. You know, so it's going to set up quite high. You will be noticed, you know, and again, I've worn them this big, and I've set many this big, so saying it's too big is inappropriate. Never too big, but it will stand up high in a ring, no question. Love to do one though. We're well experienced at making big stones into big men's rings. Any other questions? All right, moving along. Here's quite the amethyst. This is one Michael cut. It's his second time cutting this step Trilliant, because the first one was remarkable and the second one is remarkable also.
This is actually the third. Carrie owns the second.
Third.
Yes.
Oh.
Yep. So
I didn't have a chance to sell that one.
No, that one. Yep, that one went to Carrie.
Well, she apparently liked it too.
She does. She still got it. I got the pendant I made for her. Doesn't quite lay right, so I need to rework it and get it to lay better for her. So
yeah,
she'll be wearing it sometime soon.
Well, the color's right on this. This comes from Bahia, Brazil, and we've cut many fine stones from this source. This source came out maybe 5 years ago, and just produced some of the finest amethyst in the world. The only thing that people say is better was the material out of Rwanda, but it's hard to say that they're better than this stone. This is just such a beauty. You know, not too dark, natural color, which is unusual for amethyst. Most amethyst has been heated. It often comes out too dark and you need to lighten it up. And occasionally these I need to lighten up, but this one's natural. Real beauty. Good job, Mike. 31.76 carats. A appraised price of $41.29. Our online price $19.05, and with the 15% off, it's $16.19. Also $51 a carat.
And Scott, yes, this is, if you saw the recent video that we posted on the socials, this was the one that I was cutting. So I worked on that this week for the show. I was hoping to have a peridot cut too, but I just ran out of time. So I got this one done, and yeah, I was really happy with it. I think this Trilliant is just a amazing cut for this amethyst.
Yeah, couldn't be better. I mean, this step cut works for so many stones, but this Trilliant is really, really special. You know, just no dead spots in it. Really clean stone. And Michael does a remarkable job of cutting. Doesn't take any shortcuts, and occasionally take a shortcut, but he's new and he hasn't learned how to speed up yet. How long do you suppose this took you? Another 12-hour stone?
Probably 10 hours or so. Because I think it was like 2 5-hour days on it. But I had to go back because I was trying to take a shortcut like you had showed me, and it just didn't work out with this one. So I had to go back to that blue lap, and just because of there's some pitting when I was trying to polish, and it just wasn't coming out. And this quartz, man, those big facets, they can take forever to polish. So
Yeah, quartz is tough.
but yeah, I got it and came out nice.
Yeah, it's actually a reasonable stone. You know, if my accountant cut this, it'd be $3,500.
Somebody asked, she was just wondering, being called a Trilliant amethyst, I think a lot of people think of Trilliants, they think of diamonds. Is it the same kind of cut a diamond would have?
Same kind of.
Like
No.
I want a Trilliant diamond, or
Yeah, they don't typically cut step cuts. I'd like to see, you know, some of these synthetic diamonds that are out there. You can cut whatever you want, and it'd be kind of fun just to see what these different cuts we do would do in a diamond. You know, because they're pretty specific on their style of cutting. I think it's opened up a little with the synthetics. You know, we're all talking about yield and getting the right amount of material. And the crystallization of diamond is different than what these stones crystallize as. So you have to deal with the parameters of how the shape of the stone is. But the synthetics have gotten so cheap now that you could cut however you wanted. If we had the equipment to cut it, it might be fun to cut some of these cuts in a diamond and just see what it does. You know, if this quartz has a low refractive index, you know, and to get this much brilliance out of a quartz, you know, you get diamond that has refractive index almost double what this is. It would just, it'd be so brilliant you couldn't look at it, or you couldn't focus on anything. You know, which is a problem too. You can get too much brilliance in a stone. Well, I haven't seen that yet. You know, but this is beautiful, beautiful gem, Michael.
Thanks.
Oh, we have
Thanks.
a sale.
first sale of the day. Michelle picked up the Portuguese ametrine.
Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah, that's a great stone.
It's
Crazy
a
cuts
killer.
on that.
Yeah.
It's a killer.
Thanks, Michelle.
Yeah, it'd be interesting, Michelle, what you're going to do. You know, if you, like I said earlier, we can either ship you the stone, or some people just want to start working on a custom design for us. So you can go ahead and give us a, email if you like to do something like that. Otherwise, we'll get this shipped out for you. And like I said, with everybody, you can buy the stones throughout the night. All these are one of a kind. I've seen it happen before where, people run in to try to get the stone. So make sure if you do like something, purchase it. There is always 30-day returns on everything, on all these gemstones. So there's no risk. But yeah, thank you, Michelle.
Thanks, Michelle.
And just to pop in, Kenneth said the color and depth of color on that amethyst appears like what many would call Siberian amethyst. And
For sure.
And now I've never seen Siberian amethyst since
Yeah, you
I've
gotta
been,
go back
in the business. But
time.
yeah,
I mean, it's early in my time in business.
sure.
We're talking in the 80s. Siberian was barely available then, but this is every bit as good as any fine Siberian amethyst. This material out of Bahia is second to Rwanda, and that's debatable. The best Rwanda I ever cut, is it better? Probably, but not much. And the average Rwandan has nothing over this stone.
And material like that Rwandan, it's just gone,
Yeah, it lasted 6 months.
Yeah, we haven't seen that.
Yeah,
It's been years
we
now.
got into it, and we actually got the cover photo on the, what's the name of the Gem A magazine for Rwanda Amethyst. So this
That's
is
the Journal of Gemology.
Journal of Gemology. Gem A is the British counterpart to GIA. And their magazine is really good. If you want to get a subscription to good magazine, just join Gem A, and there's I sometimes feel it's better than the one produced by GIA, Gemology, Gems and Gemology. So, up next, this stone I just finished this morning, just came out of the oven. You know, it was this brown, it was just brown. You know, I had concerns about how the color was going to come out, and I was just thrilled with it. You know, I've been rethinking some of my thoughts about Tanzanite. The beauty of Tanzanite, you know, what the highest value material is almost to the point of overdark, which is the same case with sapphires. You know, they're deep color, and yes, they're remarkable, particularly in good lighting. You know, but when you look at the colors like this one, it's a little bit lighter, but bright. You know, and just really a beautiful stone. It's like it's almost a different color than what you expect from Tanzanite. So it's close, but the lighter color gives you such brilliance that when you do a cut like this, it just sparkles like crazy. You know, and this is one, if it was a sapphire, we'd be dying for it. You know, even though it's a little bit lighter color, you know, you get a 10 karat sapphire like this, you got to spend many thousands per carat. So this one weighs 10.80 carats. It is a Portuguese cut. I think I'm a shorter row in this one, so it's not the 161 facet. But the remarkable thing about this particular stone is the amount of red that's in it. Usually the deepest colored stones are where you see the most red. Excuse the cleaning on this stone. It doesn't look like it was quite clean when we photographed it, kind of in a rush, because it is a clean stone. But anyway, where was I? I don't either. But anyway, the color is just beautiful on it, and the brilliance is exceptional. And you know, I've just been buying some smaller Tanzanites, and I've been more looking for brilliance and not being 100% set on the deepest colors. If they're cut well, have a lot of brilliance, you know, all the colors of Tanzanites are beautiful. You know, even some of the light ones are really extraordinary color. We get so set into thinking it has to be this deep, velvety color, but the beauty goes throughout the color range of Tanzanite. So this one, the appraised price is $13,100. Our online price $6,980, and with the 15 off, it is $5,933 or $549 a carat.
I wanted to jump in. We did have a question. We do ship internationally. So we ship to about, I think, maybe 100, 150 countries. And you just go through checkout and you can get the cost. Yeah, we ship it quick and it is insured. So definitely we can ship outside of the U.S.
Yeah, I was mentioning the red flash. I took this outside, and typically you don't see red flash in daylight. This showed red flash in daylight, you know, which is kind of remarkable to me. You know, and I always say, and it's usually the deepest colors before you even get any red flash. This is a really unique gemstone. So we had a sale.
Yes. Martha also thinks this is a unique gemstone. So Martha picked up this amazing Portuguese. Portuguese are going tonight.
Well, there's a lot of them. I cut a lot of rounds.
I love Portuguese. I mean, Portuguese is awesome. Yeah. That's the ones that always, I say this every show, but those are the ones that always go viral on Reddit, are these Portuguese cuts.
Yeah, people love just the way it looks. I mean, it's really cool. Some people were saying it looks like when you cut that garnet, it looks like an eye, like your iris or something in there. It's really neat.
No, it is a good cut, and whenever I have the opportunity to cut it, because I know it sells, you know, it's a cut that has so much brilliance, spiraling effect in it, and it kind of mesmerizes the wearer, you know. So you'll see more of those. Yeah, that's 2 Portuguese tonight. Hopefully I have 10 Portuguese. I don't think I do. Okay, what's up next? All right. One of the rare natural Tanzanites. This one, I don't save naturals very often because they're just not too exciting. They don't show much color. But this one has a lot of blue in it and red. It is a deep color, so in low lighting, it's a little bit muted. But the colors in it are right for natural Tanzanites. So I'm thrilled with that. And the nice thing about naturals is next show, if it doesn't sell, this will be an incredible color. It will have red flash. It'll be the top quality heated stone, if it gets that far. Because when you have this depth of color, and any natural that I've ever heated afterwards has just been remarkable, because it takes that deep saturation to give you a natural that's worth keeping. The last one we showed, that Portuguese round, had no desirability as a natural, unless you like brown. But this, just having the blues and reds, and there's probably other colors in there if we look for them. But it was worthy of staying as a natural, because naturals like this are amongst the rarest of all gems. You'll never see natural stones coming from overseas cutters, because more often than not they heat before they cut, so they don't ever see what the natural color is in a faceted stone. Whereas I cut and then I heat. Just a difference in the way we go about it. The advantage of heating before you cut, if you have any issues with breakage from inclusions that are within it, because when you heat inclusions, they can often open up more. So they know what to cut around. Once it's heated, they know exactly what they have. Whereas if you heat after you cut and you don't cut it flawless, you're at risk of damage later.
So it looks like the majority of the chat is telling you not to heat it. Stay away from the oven.
Well, yeah, I will as long as I can. I mean, if you buy it, I don't have to worry about that. But if I have it for the next 5 months, although it's still worthy of keeping, somebody's going to buy it. I mean, I've never had a natural last any length of time. My only concern about this one is it is a deep color, and you need to be in good lighting to really see what we're seeing right now. Beautiful stone, weighs 15.26 carats. Praise price is $19,055. $10,680 is our price online. With the 15 off, it is $9,078 or $595 a carat. You don't get any of the dust or smudges that you see in the pictures. But beautiful natural Tanzanite. We do a blue light.
And I don't know, did you mention that, if anybody buys that and they get it and then, down the line they do want to heat it, is that something that you would do for them?
Of course. Yeah, at no charge.
No charge,
Yeah,
see?
we've done it many times, and I have other dealers I heat their stones to. Well, I don't charge them either, but hopefully I get a deal down the line. So yes, I'm heating regularly, so just send it in, and once I have a stone cut, a few stones to heat, we'll throw it in, and you generally have it back within a week. Then take pictures of the after effects, and a stone like that, you'll be thrilled with it as a heated stone also. So another Tanzanite is a size I don't typically cut, and I had hoped it would be bigger, but had some issues, and things I had to deal with that I almost cussed at it, but I thought I was going to have to recut the whole stone, but got lucky and lowered the crown and was able to get the inclusions out. And, came out a unique color. It's kind of greenish blue. It's mostly blue. There's not much violet in it at all. There is some violet in it, but it has a secondary green color in the stone. So it's definitely a unique color. Weighs a carat 58. It is natural, no heat. What this stone would heat to, I'm not sure. They typically they get better, but I don't know this one would. Unique color, I can't recall ever heating this color. Another one, it lasts long enough, I typically end up throwing them in the oven and just see what comes out. So carat 58, $13.50 is the appraised price. $9.40 is our price online. And with the 15 off, it's $7.99 or $506 a carat. Then we had a sale.
Yes, Eileen picked up this modified emerald cut tanzanite that you cussed at.
Nice.
She picked it up. She has a stone that's been cussed at. That is.
Oh man, it's been.
I'd like to say that's rare, but
I didn't cuss at this one. I've cussed at many stones.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you cussed at this one.
Yeah.
He almost cussed at it.
Almost.
Yeah,
It's not one of those cuss stones.
The most noteworthy stone I cussed at is, I've mentioned before on the show, was
Eileen will have to get the next cussed at
100
one.
carat tanzanite that fractured on me.
Was that the one when I was younger and I heard you?
And you guys ran out of the room.
Yep.
Yeah, you were. I think you were both there, or there was two of you.
Yep. We were out of there after that.
Yeah, I remember that. Jeffrey just started crying right away. And
It was a long stream of cussing.
Went and stayed with Grandma for a week. Yeah.
Hey, what do you do when you fracture a $50,000-$60,000 stone? I cuss. So thanks, Eileen. Yeah, it's a pretty stone and unique. You're going to see the color and go, I don't know, is that a tanzanite? But very, very beautiful. All right, next up, talk about a unique stone. This is unique to me. I've never seen a stone quite like this in a sunstone from Oregon. This really has a unique color. Little redder than shown in this camera. As good as it gets. No, I tried all the settings. I couldn't get the red. What's pictured online is closer. But it's just a truly unique sunstone. A big, I can't recall seeing a bigger sunstone. I'm sure there is one. But with such even color. These, if you flip most sunstones over, you'll see strong color zoning, usually clear areas, or it can be green. This one is just reddish orange all the way through. Nice even color. Now, one unique thing about sunstone, if you look at GIA when they talk about sunstone, they say having a bit of schiller is an important thing, and this has just the littlest bit. It's over in right now it'd be the right upper corner. As it goes around, you may see just a teeny bit of schiller in it. And it always has been that people expect to see schiller in this stone. You can't really see this when you're looking down at the stone, but if you search for it, you can find this schiller. Upper left-hand corner right now, just a very, very fine amount. So from GIA standpoint, this is the perfect stone because it shows a little bit of schiller, remarkable even color, beautiful cut, if I say so myself. Actually had to go back over it because I missed a few scratches, but I took them out, and really stone I'm very, very proud of. I'm proud to own such a big sunstone. And sunstone has been issues polishing. The last two I did before this, I just had terrible time polishing. This one, the whole way through, it just worked well, other than, like I say, I missed a few scratches in it and had to go back over it, but it's a beauty.
So for those people out there who don't know, you want to explain to them what schiller is? It's a term that we know. We've been to the mines, kind of seen a lot of pieces with some of them just filled with schiller. Others, like this one, they've got a little bit of schiller in it. But
What's the main reason they call it sunstone? Because it gives it that glow. Schiller is a called adulorescent.
I'm not too sure. They're what, copper inclusions? Is that what they are?
Yeah, and it just creates this reflective inclusion. Although in this, it's hard to find the reflection, but I'm just happy it's there. And I'll have to find the article from GIA that says the finest gems have a little schiller in them. So I'll say this is the finest red or orange red sunstone that exists. It's as far as I've seen. I've seen a lot of sunstone. We've been up to the mines and we've mined up there, and
best one I've seen for sure. A lot of them are kind of lighter in color, or they have like a clear rind around them that when you cut and keep that rind in it, it kind of muddies the color up a little bit.
And if you turn it, you can see the clear zones, and much of it these days is green one direction and orange the other direction. So as you turn it, you start seeing that green. Yeah, I've just never seen something so perfectly even color, and if there's people out there that are watching and really into sunstone, tell me what you think about this, and, is it the finest stone on the planet? I don't know.
Show them the size on hand as well.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about my hand here.
And for a ring, how's as hardness goes? Good for a ring?
It's softer. It's 6.5.
I think that's what I read, 6.5.
Is that where it's at?
Yeah.
It might be it's a big ring. It's a little hand, so it'd make a big ring, but connect the hand. Great pendant. Just really lively stone, and pretty special.
There's a question. Earlier, you talked about heating up the stones. He was wondering if behind you was the heater, but no. I'm thinking the huge machine behind him.
You can see it over here.
Where is it?
You can't.
No, you
It's
can't
over
see
here.
It's off the screen. I know what machine he's thinking of. Maybe the cutting machine behind you. But otherwise, that's the vault that's directly behind you. So.
Yeah, it's just a computerized oven. Goes up 2,000 degrees, and you can set how fast it goes up and how long it stays on, and so because every stone's different, it is. Takes a lot of knowledge to know how to heat different stones. Tanzanite, I've heated thousands of them. And, sunstone, never heats. I don't know what else I've had here that we heat. Amethyst, we definitely heat. And that's to lighten the color of dark stone. Heat them. All right, no takers on my sunstone. It's a little expensive, but when you look at sunstone, it's the price of what the 5-6 carat stones are. And this is just a rare size. But I'll be thrilled to keep it and own it forever. I'll cook your lunch, Meg. All right. Next stone up, I think has already been spoken for. Yeah, this is cool because I kind of thrilled with how this worked out. At least I'm not sure I'll do it again. I may. You know, these are. Did I have that? The color in these, if you look at this is just, it's got color zones right down the center. They're kind of stripes in it. And the way I cut it, my attempt was to spread that color. You know, although the when you cut it with the lines in it, it's a unique gemstone. You can see the color zones, and it was the strongest was right down the center. And the way I cut this was to try and take that color and spread it through this whole stone. And I was kind of surprised it actually worked. You know, almost looks like an evenly colored stone throughout. I don't know, can we show fluorescence of this? You know, this material is fluorescent.
Usually, you got to be in a pretty dark setting for this material. You know, if you take it into I don't know, just a very dark room and you hit it with a long wave UV flashlight, you'll get some pink fluorescence out of those color zones.
You don't think it's going to show?
You could try, but I'm not thinking so.
Light that works. Oh. There we go. Put me on center right now. Well, you could kind of try to keep this eyes. There, you can see some red in there, can't you? I get it focused. Oops. Can do that. Going up at all? I don't know why I'm not seeing it at all here. Anyway, they do fluoresce. Chrome beryl, it's colored by chromium, and that's what causes the fluorescence. So, that stone has sold, and no treatments. Just a kind of a unique material that just came out last year. In 2 years, or? Oh, okay. So it was found 2024 in Nigeria.
But yeah, I don't know. I think we saw it coming to market in Hong Kong. They were just selling large parcels of rough material, and I think in Denver last September was the first time we started seeing some material that was cut. And then yeah, we bought some rough, and Steve had cut this one.
Yeah, and it's never clean. This is about as clean as I've seen them so far. You know, like emerald. You know, it's a light emerald, basically, is what it is. Some want to call it emerald. It's green beryl, and it's colored by chromium, which emerald is colored by chromium. Used to be one of the distinctions from green beryl. Green beryl was colored not by chromium. But nobody's really calling this emerald. I'm sure a few people are, but we're going to go with chrome beryl.
But
Okay.
we want to say thank you to Eileen for picking up that
Thanks,
stone.
Eileen.
Yeah, thank you, Eileen.
Cool
Cool
color.
stone. I love this stuff. I've got some crystals on mineralmike.com. I think they look so cool. They're difficult to get the actual color of them in the photos, but in hand, they look so neat. If you hold them next to an actual aqua crystal, you can definitely tell that there is that green hue to it. And the color zoning in is really cool. Special stuff.
Yeah, and if you cut it as a straight emerald cut, you do get just the lines of green across it. And I've got a few more pieces to cut, and I'll cut one like that probably the next time. But it was interesting that the color diffused through the whole stone. In person looks pretty even green color. All right, next stone up is a Tanzanite. This is one I didn't cut, one of the few stones on here. But it's a beautiful stone. I just bought it. This one is more violet, I think. Okay, yeah. So this one has more violet to it. Kind of a Portuguese pavilion and a round brilliant crown, which is how they cut overseas all the time. This is their style of cutting for most gems. So I bought several round brilliants just yesterday. Rounds are a little tougher to come by. Again, probably because they sell well. So if you don't get to them right away, you just don't get them. Okay. So my supplier is Indian, and he just shipped this in because he'll be here in the States in the next 2 weeks. So I'll just deliver what I don't buy back to him, and we've done this every year. And this just, the quality of the cutting on this is superior to most things cut in Asia. Not perfect, but it is very, very good. Nice symmetry, beautiful color, nice intensity, and just fully brilliant. Praise price, $66.85. $43.65 is our price online, and with the 15 off, it is $37.10 or $591 a carat. There'll be nice red flash in this too. Really, really a nice color. Rating of 958 out of 1,000. Nice ring size. Or pendant. Either way. Good size for either.
I want to jump in. We got a lot of people showing up for the show, a lot of new people coming through. Just to let you know, all these stones tonight, 15% on MoreGems.com. You can go to MoreGems.com, click on that green banner at the top. You'll see the entire collection for tonight, minus the hidden gems that are still coming up. Add it to your cart, automatically get 15% off. We offer PayPal, Affirm financing, Apple Pay, Google Pay, credit card, even layaway tomorrow. And all these stones can be custom designed by us if you like a piece of jewelry along with it, or if you just want the gemstone, we can ship that to you as
after
well.
the next one, Mike.
Otherwise, if you've been enjoying the show, please give us a thumbs up. Hit that little thumb below the video. We really appreciate it on whatever platform you are on. And if you have any questions throughout the show tonight, post them on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or YouTube. Lively channel, lots of chats coming through. But definitely, if you want to see something again, or any other questions for Steve, definitely post them there.
All right, our next stone up is another round brilliant Tanzanite. This one the exact opposite of the last one. This one is more blue. It's 30% violet and 70% blue. Same kind of rating, 959 out of 1,000. They're both heated, of course. So this one, again, much higher percentage of blue in this stone. We won't have to, never mind. Nothing. So, good job. So appraised price $6,900, $43.75 is our price online. And with the 15 off, it is $37.19 or $574 a carat. These are both VS1 stones, and VS1 is my highest grade. You know, there's VVS ahead of that and flawless, but I don't make any attempt to try and grade those. I know better than to think I could accurately grade those high grades. So it could be flawless, but I call it VS1. So you could use that as a pair and do earrings and have the opposite colors on each ear, which would be interesting. Cool ring. Oh, you want to, I think we're on a garnet, yes. Could you give me S, maybe? Give us a lot more violet red, that's better. Yeah, that's closer to what it really is. It's a rhodolite garnet. You know, we start getting into these colors and we're starting to call them umbellites. There are so many names for garnets. I'm starting to retract from that. This is, you know, and previous to maybe 15 years ago, we just didn't see these colors. That's why the name umbellite came out, because umbellite was new material that came out of the Umba Valley in Tanzania. And it was lighter, just bright violet red, you know, a color that previous to that time really rarely saw in garnet. So this is a 5.18 carat, appraised price $2,090, our price online $980. And with the 15 off, it's $833 or $161 a carat. So this, as well as almost all garnets, has no treatment. You know, garnets don't typically take treatment. I've heard of demantoid out of Colorado that they may be heating, but I have no real proof of that.
And speaking of demantoid, somebody in the chat asked if you have, or if we have ever had any demantoids from Iran. I know we were speaking to somebody when we were in Thailand who had some stones, but I don't know if we ever picked any up.
Were they from Iran?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Remember that.
It was the guy, he kind of ran across us when we were in the hall, recognized you, and just wanted your opinion on some of the demantoid garnets he had. But I don't think we ever pursued or continued and purchased any.
What was the quality like? It was, you remember?
I mean, there
wasn't enough to excite us, I guess, or
apparently not. But yeah,
because it's not a memory for me. So great things I remember, and average things I forget quickly. So this comes from Tanzania, 5.18 carat rhodolite garnet. And rhodolite currently has been available, and I've been buying a lot of it because these better colors aren't always available, but for the last 5 years or so, the stuff's been readily available, and I've been buying it as much as I can when they get into these lighter colors. And we had a sale.
Yes, Martha O picked up this beautiful Rhodolite.
Oh, cool.
Amazing
Nice.
color.
Cool. Thanks, Martha.
Thank you, Martha. It's a pretty stone. Really thrilled with it. I do like garnets. Garnets are my favorites for sure. Is it my favorite of all stones? Yeah, probably. Yeah, Malaya garnet, as I've always said, is my favorite gem. Particularly when you get into the peach, the colors more like imperial topaz or not quite papraja, but they're pink orange. All right, next stone up is a tourmaline, and this is a hidden gem.
Jeffrey, you hear
you'll
that?
Have to
It's a
It's a
refresh.
hidden gem. Tell everybody what the...
First hidden gem
Give
of
me
the show.
L, Michael.
What's that?
L, landscape.
So how this works is our first hidden gem for all the newbies here. These hidden gems we pop up throughout the show because we know a lot of people like to purchase early. So this hidden gem, if you're on MoreGems.com and on that category page, hit refresh, and this is going to show up at the top of the page. Again, this is a hidden gem, one of a kind.
So yes, this does have some inclusions in it, but in person, they are much less visible than you'll ever see on the camera. Camera just shows everything. And when you view these in person, when they're not such magnified close-up bright lighting, most of it does not show up. This one, you look close, you're going to find some of the inclusions that are in it. But not unusual for this color tourmaline to have some inclusions. So this one, price $5,530, $29.90 is our price online. And with the 25 off, it is $2,243 or $148 a carat. And it's just like looking close at this, very difficult to see that veil that's in it or anything that's in it. It is... the inclusion down at the center, yes, you can see it when you look into it, but much of what's there is difficult to see. Very pretty color, that blue-green, very desirable in green tourmaline. And this is kind of it is step cut, but I think I have 3 facets down the center. It gives it a more unique brilliance than cutting an emerald cut out of it. Because mostly you see tourmalines cut as emerald cuts and they just don't have any real life to them. Yeah, I did. Okay. And there's something about the next. Oh, it's the morganite is next. It's like looking in this camera, difficult to see the inclusions that are in it. All right, up next, a Trilliant morganite. much like the big one I cut, which weighed 297, 94. Stone is actually a little bit pinker than what this is showing. Oh, yeah, S. Try S. I don't know it. Yeah. Got a little pink. The color is even more beautiful than you see on the screen. But the brilliance, again, remarkable. It's probably just what Michael did in the Amethyst. It's all step cut, and it's just hard to beat these Trilliants when you step cut them like this. How can you get more brilliance than what this has? Not possible. So this weighs 35.82 carats. This color is not accurate. It's just a little more pink than that. I mean, it's close. Yeah, it's showing a little more orange than what it actually is. If you throw a little pink into that and maybe lighten it, not really lighten it, just make it a little more pink, which is a good thing. You know, I think I would choose pink orange over orange. You know, although spessartites are orange and they're pretty valuable. But anyway, it's a beautiful color. You know, did I go over the price? Price of $30,400. Our price online $99.50. And this morganite with the 15 off, it's $84.58 or $236 a carat. So this is basically a pink emerald, pink aqua. It's a beryl, so it's a good tough stone. You know, you can put these in rings and they'll hold up pretty well. But probably much better as a pendant. Great size as a pendant. And it's going to show up just with all that brilliance.
Eileen wanted to know if this came from the same rough as your 294 carat, which is, if no one's seen that for the new people, you go to MoreGems.com.
It came from the same batch.
It did.
Yep. And I have a few more to cut. Yeah, the big stone and this were the same batch of rough. I think I had one in the last show. Morganite. Seems like it. But really special stone. You know, you can see how high the appraised price is on it. Because the guide gives it a very high price. And, you know, I was on American Gem Trade Association looking at some of the dealers, what prices they get. And morganite does bring some pretty high prices. Which it should. It's a beautiful gem. The durability. There's a lot to be said for it. Morganite from Mozambique. Next stone up. Unique shape. Could be a great accent stone for another stone, or just a unique ring. What color I'd put this with sometimes goes well with peridot or other green stones. You know, we put Savorite with Tanzanite often. But just a nice, pleasant color. Not the exceptional blue-violet, but it is There's this 70% blue, 30% violet. A high percentage blue in this gem. Appraised price $1,040. Our price online is $600. And with the 15% off, it is $510 or $342 a carat. Not a size I cut very often because it still takes, this is probably 2.5, 3 hours though. Next up there, Mike. So this one again was cut by Linda, who cut the ametrine earlier. And this is a 4.19 carat zircon. This comes from Tanga in Tanzania. One of my favorite sources for zircon because it has that pinkish secondary tone that almost gets like my favorite stone, Malaya garnets. These are heated. They come out much more brown, deep reddish brown is their starting color. There are several sources of zircon we cut. Tanga is probably my favorite. Next would be Mozambique, which produces a beautiful color. And then there's Singida, which is pain to cut, pain to heat. I've heated some stones that look just like this and then set them on my desk and come back an hour later and they turned out pale. They just kept losing color. So there is some technique to heating that you have to underheat them because they're going to continue after you quit heating. But I just quit cutting Singida. Just not as pleasant of stones. So this one prays at 1380. Our price online $890 with the 15 off is $757 or $181 a carat. Nice clean stone, VS1 clarity. And Linda did a really nice job of cutting this. Way to go, Linda.
I feel like this would be a nice talk about it every once in a while, but like here's the Spessartite garnet.
Yeah.
Men's ring that I love. This would be a good size for a men's ring too. And it's a good color.
Yeah. It's on the lower end size wise.
And that's about,
but it's still, it'd make a, it's not much
depending on the
smaller than
lining,
yours.
but-
Yeah. Yours is like a 5 or 6 carat.
Yeah. That would be a
So
cool.
it's just a little smaller. Yeah, it'd make a great men's ring.
Yeah, I like the color on that too.
And my goal for the last few years has been to get in more into men's rings, and
Yep.
I still haven't got very far with that. To make it for you, I guess you don't need that color. But, yeah.
Maybe a white gold one this time. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I'll cut a bigger one. I could use
Cool
a
color.
7-8 carat, because zircon's pretty dense, so you don't get a big millimeter size for its weight.
Yeah.
You know, if this were some other stone, it would measure 9 millimeters as a 4 carat instead of 8. But
I think I'm after a green stone this next round through, or a yellow. This one's pretty close to the one I currently have, but
and
guys,
it would set nicely, you know, and
Yeah.
the real manly shape, and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll have to do that. If it lasts, we'll bezel it into a simple men's ring, and it'd be beautiful. Although the price of gold these days, the price of men's rings has shot up quite a bit. I think gold is hitting, I don't know, where are we at? 48? 49. Crazy. Okay, next up, a fancy color Tanzanite. It actually is, well, the picture on the website is most accurate for the color. But nice, unique cut. And a different color. You know, this is material I bought a couple years ago, and we haven't seen any greens coming out of the ground since. You know, and before that, it was back in the 1980s that there was greens. So green is a pretty rare color in Tanzanite. You often see secondary colors. They call them mermaid Tanzanites. Mix the green and the blue. But you just don't see straight greens typically in Tanzanite. VS2 clarity, I think there's just a little, it's a little surface imperfection that I couldn't quite get out. Other than that, it's a clean stone. Praise price on this we don't have because they don't, looks like I have a little repair work on one facet here. It's getting tougher to see the scratches that are on stones for me. You know, vision is not quite what it used to be. I have to look closer and sometimes just see things. Yeah, I mean, well, those are obvious right there. You see it and you have to go back and do a little polish on it. That's why I had to do the sunstone. I had the same things, and how can you miss those? What I would say. But it happens. Give me an hour and I'll have it back in shape. So online price $2,390. And with 15 off, it's $2,032 or $572 a carat. So for a rare color in Tanzanite, a reasonable stone. And a big stone, you know, 3.55 carat in this color is unusual to get. Whoop. Later. Run it over. Oh.
Happens every once in a while.
Yeah, I drop a lot of them lately.
Part of the job.
I still remember when I worked here like 20 plus years ago, we were polishing a stone and it shot out, and Chris and I, for hours, I don't think you were here, Steve, so we were trying to find this as quickly as possible. It took us hours, and then the stone had shot out into the drywall. It was in the actual drywall that we found it. Yeah.
Man, when the stones pop out, even little diamonds or even bigger stones, it's like they grow legs and they run to the weirdest hiding spots.
Yep.
And when you're looking for them, you got to kind of just like not look for them, but look for them, and then they appear. They're the most obvious places sometimes. Other times it's like in a little nook, like hidden away. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and our carpet is like camouflage. It's been remarkable carpet. It's held up for, 15 years now, and it looks like new. But it is camouflage for gems, for sure. All right, next stone up. So this one needs some work on photography, although hadn't quite seen the photo. Difficult to photograph red because this stone is really red. I mean, in incandescent light, it is remarkably red. You know, it is redder than any zircon I've ever seen in my life. Zircons typically are brownish red like what it's pictured here, but this stone is just red. You know, it's pretty amazing stone. I don't know if incandescent. You got the, oh, this says incandescent. What I did with it. I don't know if I'll be able to. Yeah. That's not going to overpower. It's hard to. Yeah, this ain't. Anyway, trust me, it is red. I was thrilled with this stone because I've never seen a zircon as red as what this zircon is. It weighs 5.69 carats, almost 10 millimeter round. But the key is just how red it is. You know, I wish I could show it to you, but I can't. Appraised price on this $2,290. Our price online $1,190, and with the 15 off, $1,190.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, it's sold.
Phil trusted you and believes it's much redder.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's very
much
red.
redder.
So Phil,
Yeah,
yeah,
So
it's very
red, Phil. Thanks, Phil.
Yeah, look at an incandescent light and it'll blow you away. You know, daylight, not quite so red, but much redder than any of these pictures or videos are showing. You know, like I said, it's as good a red in a garnet. In a garnet. It's typically what you would think of in the anthill garnets. They're red like this. Just a really, really remarkable red stone. I try and find another red zircon online that was as red as this. I couldn't find it. Although, yeah.
Steve, Phil wants to know, how can you tell that it's unheated?
Just the color of the rough, and I know all these zircons. I mean, although it looked redder in the rough, it just was the same look as many of the zircons that I heat. You know, this is a color that if it wasn't so red, if it looked more like what's pictured, I'd be heating it and we'd get a peach color out of it. You know, I've heated many of these stones, and they typically go to that pinky red. And I assume this would be like an imperial zircon, you know, that imperial peachy color. And I'm sure this one would heat to a peach color. I'm totally confident that this is totally natural. Just dealt with so many of this material from Tanzania. These come generally from the Tanga area, and they all heat to that more peachy color. I've had many of these, but they've been more orange, so I just didn't find that color exciting, so you just heat them and get that peach color, which I like very much. So this one definitely could heat it, and be interesting to see just what it does heat. But don't heat this one. All right, next one up is a Sapphire. This one's from Tanzania. Again, those inclusions there, you're not going to see those at all. You know, this is a pretty common inclusion, particularly in pink sapphire from Madagascar. these little crystalline inclusions are just an identifying characteristic of this material. But in person, they're so small, you just don't see them like you do in the photographs. But kind of a unique color, slightly orangey yellow. Carat 35. And I don't see this color very often. You see yellows and orange more commonly. This is a little different than most. Weighs 1.35 carats. Appraised price $2,025. Our price online of $1,190.
And you don't got to do any more research.
Okay. I'm kind of lost on my sheet here.
Yes. So Amber picked up this stone.
Nice.
Thank you, Amber.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you,
Amber.
Amber. Beautiful
So,
stone.
Yeah, good ring stone. It's the hardness of sapphire, of course, will hold up in a ring very well. So you can pretty much do anything with it and not
Hi,
have
Amber.
the worries.
One question, Steve. So Franklin, he mentioned how after watching some of your videos, he picked up the Ultratech V5.
Uh-huh.
Can you maybe, we're seeing all these stones cut by yourself, and can you talk about the machine that you
sure.
use and how to cut these, how this actually, comes from a piece of rough and turns out to an amazing piece like this?
Well, you're asking a big question there. I don't have time. I'll tell you about the Ultratech V5, though. It is the machine I recommend. It is the only machine that's out there that is produced by a company that you can be fairly assured that they're going to be around when you need help. And that's such a key thing in this business. I've got 3 machines downstairs that need a lot of help, but there's nobody there to help. If you're a machinist, maybe you can revive these machines. But this machine, they've been producing for they were over 55 years now. And it's a company that doesn't rely on faceting machines for their income. Faceting machine is a byproduct of what they do. They're more into other more expensive equipment. But it's a good thing because all the companies I've dealt with, they've gone out of business because how many faceting machines do people buy? It's not that it's a huge business. So that's why I like this machine, because you have backing and you're going to need help down the line. I mean, they don't function perfectly forever. I've had issue with this machine once and they took care of me very well. So I recommend the Ultratech V5. They have an Ultratech VL, which is a little less expensive. But it is a great machine, and like I say, it's the only machine I can recommend to you just for that reason, that you need the support. It's not that it's a complicated machine, and this one is extremely accurate. You can see what we produce, and almost everything that I do is cut on that machine. I have another machine at home. That is another one of those that when I have a problem, I probably will have issues. Although there are still people that work on that machine that I can get help with. But this is a great machine. I think we're about $5,500 for this machine. If you want to get into a business, it's a cheap business to get into. You just want to do it as a hobby. It's expensive, but what's $5,000 these days? It doesn't buy you much, but it'll produce incredible gems, and the first time you use it, you're going to cut a nice stone. It's the advantage of a high quality piece of equipment over something you might buy used and don't know whether it works right or not. This is a machine that you should have if you really want to get into this as a hobby or a business.
Yeah, just trade in one of those gold coins, the 1 ounce gold coin.
1
and
ounce gold coin will do it.
Man, you could Ultratech V5 and then just keep making more money.
Yep. And after you're into it, you can move into the fantasy machine. This is Ultratech fantasy machine that uses the mast from this, goes on this, and you can cut concave and V grooves. You can look at a really good cutter would be John Dyer. You can see what the fantasy cuts are. He does mostly V grooves, but there's a really unique cutting style that makes a very unique gem. All right, next up, one other stone I didn't cut. Just happened to repair it recently, so it ended up in the show. But a beautiful color chrome tourmaline. Not going to show as green as it is on here, but it is the top color for chrome tourmaline. Weighs a carat 38. It's a Trilliant cut. Very clean stone. Appraised price $1,660. Our price online $930. This comes from Tanzania. They're not treated. Okay, and with the 15% off, it's no, that's not. I'm a little lost here.
Take your time, Steven.
All right.
We've got all night.
You guys got anything to talk about? I think it's not on here.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jeffrey's got a question. Jeffrey, you should probably turn your microphone on. There you go.
All right, got a question. Let's see. Couple questions, and throughout the night, if you got questions, any platform you're on, post them. We'll answer them. Oh, Steve's got an answer. You want me to ask you a question first? You found what you're looking for.
Oh, okay. Well, the sale price $791 or $573 a carat is where this is at. You know, and this chrome tourmaline, probably the least expensive of these fine green colors. You know, we're not going to include chrome diopside in it, and not really a wearable stone as far as rings and stuff. But emerald, of course, most expensive. Then Tsavorite. A Tsavorite carat 38 is probably $1,500 to $2,000. So chrome tourmaline is the least expensive of a stone that's tough enough to wear in a ring, and really has a beauty to it. A nice Trilliant cut. Chrome tourmaline. Chrome, of course, is the coloring agent.
All right.
All right. Ask a question there, Jeff.
I feel like I haven't asked you a lot of questions tonight. Not a lot of people posting questions, so bring them in. Corey wants to know, I know we didn't talk about the Malaya Garnet coming up, but he's wondering, would you pick this or the Malaya Garnet, which I think is the 3.63 carat Portuguese cut?
Well,
kind of a
it's
hard, tough
no
question.
no comparison. You know, I'd pick them both. Is what was it a round?
Round Portuguese, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'd pick the one I cut. That'd make it easy.
That Malaya is pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's a great stuff.
And great cut to it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But can't go wrong with chrome tourmaline, but...
two total different worlds, you know. But the Malaya would be the rarer of the stones. Right now, this material, I think that Malaya is probably out of Mahenge. You know, there's just not a lot of that material coming out. It is a color that previous to when this material came out of Mahenge, which, what are we going to guess, 10 years now? Isn't that long? I don't think so. Yeah, not maybe 6, 7 years ago. When it came out, that color didn't exist in garnets. You know, you couldn't have found that color previous to that time. So they changed the whole market for garnets all the garnets went up significantly. Many of them doubled in price just because of this new supply that created such a great interest in garnets. Time goes quick, but I don't think it's quite that long. Yeah, 7 or 8 probably. 10 years is a long time.
All right, you sold
Did I
it.
convince him?
Yep. Corey picked up the Milan.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's great.
Rarity, although chrome is pretty rare stone, and it only comes out of Tanzania, so it has its own rarity. But that garnet, killer. Yeah.
All right, next question. So Alberto wants to know, is amber considered a gem that is measured against the hardness scale? And can it be polished? And do you ever carry amber?
Don't carry it. Don't care for it. I mean, it's interesting. It's not durable enough to never go in a ring, pendant. You can wear it in. You can't facet it, and that's my real interest in this trade is faceting. So not that you won't see one faceted. They probably have faceted, but there's such low refractive index that it was tree sap at one time, and it's still pretty darn soft. I don't know what the hardness is, maybe 2.5. You got a line on that, Jeff? It's really, really soft material. So too soft. I mean, your fingernail is 2, I think. So it's just barely harder than your fingernail. You scratched it right in a softer direction, you're going to scratch it. No durability at all. Interesting, but I don't carry it, won't carry it.
And the fingernail is 2.5.
Yeah,
on most scales.
So you can scratch it with your fingernail. That's pretty darn soft.
Michael, Carrie wants to know if you can please show the big amethyst trillion. She's thinking about it as a pendant. So maybe you can show her again. And I guess Steve as well. Both of you.
Yeah, Michael, show it. He cut it.
I'd show you, but I don't have the camera. I did cut it. I think it would look pretty sweet as a pendant. It's a nice size stone, so it would show well.
I mean, this camera is horrible, but you can still see the brilliance of the stone. No light on it, hardly at all, and still a bright stone.
All right, hopefully that helps Carrie.
What setting we on? Are we back on A? Oh, okay. There you go. That's better. That's a little more like what the stone is. What's as fine an amethyst as you're ever going to see.
And you said it's your third stone, Mike?
This is the third Trilliant that I've cut.
Trilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think,
I like it a lot. I think it looks so cool. I mean,
Well,
even on that morganite, any, step cut Trilliant of
No
probably
reason to
any
cut
material.
any other cut as a Trilliant,
Yeah.
really. I've never cut a more brilliant Trilliant than this. More brilliant Trilliant. So it'd make a remarkable pendant for sure. Because pendants, you have to worry about them because a lot of stones, when you look at them and at the angle you're going to look at the pendant, they just don't have life. They'll have life on one side of it, and not throughout. But this stone, when you wear it, it's going to be brilliant throughout. Really a key, particularly in a pendant. In a ring, you can move your hand and you see the brilliance no matter how brilliant it is. If it has dead spots, you turn it and it brightens up. But this stone as a pendant is going to be brilliant all the time.
All right, last question. From Eileen. When are you going to stop delaying the fantasy cut machine? Fantasy cuts.
2026 is
Yep.
the year.
I was going to do it this week, but this week's short, and we leave next Monday. Tucson's coming up, and we'll be in Tucson, and and I probably will see Ultratech out there, and they're going to ask me the same question, because they sent me this machine to promote, and I'm supposed to be cutting on it. I have been promoting it, and I've sold a few, but you have to sit down and cut. It's always an issue learning something new when I have the pressure of having to produce for these shows. Next month I'll have more time because we'll have stones that I've bought cut in Tucson for our next show, and so I won't have as much pressure to get stones cut, because next show will be all Tucson. It'll be things we bought there, because we'll be looking for those unusual things that we won't be quite so repetitive of. I have particular roughs, and that's what we cut, and you get into some of this highly repetitive stones because it's what I own. So Tucson gives us the opportunity to find some things that you can't find in the rough. We can show you something new and unusual, hopefully. Hopefully something new. It would be nice to find new. It's always nice to go out to Tucson and there's something new that has been discovered, and I've had that many times. Hopefully this is the year, although I haven't heard of anything new coming out, but we'll find unusual. And then next month I'll do the fantasy machine. I'll stop and talk to John Dyer and get some more tips on using the machine. Always a helpful guy. Don't give me a hard time, Okay. Next up, another fancy Tanzanite. And it's a hidden gem.
Hidden gem time. All right. So everybody, I'm going to load this up. And if you're on the MoreGems.com in the category with all our stones, in about 5 seconds, go ahead and refresh that page. It's going to be shown there. You're going to use the coupon code RARE25 at checkout, and you'll get 25% off this stone.
Whose idea was that? Rare stone. The Carat 62, the fancy Tanzanite. This is part of the green parcel I bought. Appraised price on this, $1,290. That's made up because there's no price in the book, but our price online is $970, and with the 25 off, it is $449. Wow.
Damn.
Oh, that $449 a carat.
$449 a carat. Okay.
I was going to say,
man.
whose idea was that? $728 is the total price on $449 a carat. Unique color. Color, I don't know I've ever seen this color in Tanzanite. A VS2 clarity, something minor in it. Looks like maybe off there in the left corner. A couple of little things in it. Visible, eye visible. Unique little Tanzanite. I didn't.
I think 2026, I'm going to create an overlay that says show it on the hand.
I told myself to show every stone on the hand today. A nice ring. All right, next up is Tanzanite crystal, isn't it? I guess it's not. Okay. This Michael just bought its totally unique stone. It's a color in a crystal that, I don't know, we've never seen this, have we?
Not this intense. This is and this size. This is a big size, gemmy, super cool pattern to it. The purple to pink in the termination, just something extraordinary.
Sorry, I have to deal with my fingers.
Yeah, I've been buying a couple of these Tanzanite crystals that are just ultra rare colors that you just don't see. And this is natural and unheated and just a intense
It is
purple
almost
to pink. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, and pink is probably the rarest color. You look at faceted pinks, they go for thousands per carat. I don't know, is there any clean in it?
Don't be trying to cut my crystals, Steven.
Hey, you get a carat out of this.
Yeah.
Two might have to get 2 carat to make it worthwhile, but 2 carat's not very big.
So for those of you who are kind of new to natural crystals and minerals, this one is probably, like Steve said, a little too included to cut. There may be something in there, but typically better as a specimen kept in its natural form. This is how it grew in the earth. There has been no treatments to it. So finding such a intense color of this color in Tanzanite is just extremely rare and in an already extremely rare material. So this is just like just a unicorn kind of thing.
Yeah, and the intensity of that pink, boy, you just don't see faceted ones with that darker color. It would be remarkable.
And I did pick up, I don't think we've shown it on a show, another one, very special all pink Tanzanite crystal that I have on MoreGems.com.
Yeah.
A little different than this because it's just solid pink. It's about a quarter of the size, but the crystal structure is just perfect. And it is all pink. Sometimes with the pink crystals, you'll get a yellow axis and a pink axis, but this is almost a fuchsia pink to pink color in that other crystal. But this one's got the size, the unique color pattern with the purple fading to the pink. It's a nice fade and very pleasing specimen. And there's just not many out there like this, and I don't think I've seen another quite as good.
So with the 15 off, it's $4,249. And if you're interested in crystals, go to mineralmike.com. And Mike has a really wide variety of crystals and some of the finest peridots on the planet.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the peridots.
Yeah, the peridots are amazing. I've got probably over 200 Tanzanite crystals listed on there now, ranging in price from around 200, up to $6,000, just depending on the crystal. So there's a wide budget range. So if you want a Tanzanite crystal natural from the earth, I've got it. Got them heated and unheated, fancy colors. I don't have any greens. I'm still looking for a green crystal, but those are tough to find.
Have you looked through my greens?
I don't know if I saw any crystals in there. I think it's all broken.
Yeah. Okay, up next is another Tanzanite. Size I don't cut very often, but I think this one came out really, really nice. It's a brilliant style emerald cut. Weighs 2.11 carats. 30% blue, 70% violet. A rating of 965 out of 1,000. This particular stone is heated. But just really nice color, and the brilliance is outstanding. Appraised price $2,140, $1,160 is our price online. And with the 15 off, it's $986 or $467 a carat. It is a style of brilliant that I've started doing 6 months ago or so. And I think it just works really, really well. All right, next up, kind of a similar shape, and I bet the pavilion's cut the same. Little different outline, but what a sapphire. You know, it's just a cool color for sapphire, and a big stone, 457.
No treatment on this either, huh?
None. Yeah. I don't know what treatment would do to it, but kind of a unique color. I think a little bit of green to it changes the blue slightly, but I think very, very desirable color. And for sapphire, pretty good clarity. VS2 is a good rating for sapphire. Appraised price on this, $20,565. Our price online, $13,400. And with the 15% off, it's $11,390 or $2,492 carat, which for a sapphire this size is really, really cheap. Just a beautiful stone. You don't see sapphire cut with this type of cutting very often.
What would Sri Lankan blue sapphire go? Or something
Well,
like that.
I just we had one online that was a 562, and appraised price was 49,000. I had 29,000 on it. Just sold it actually today.
That blue's slightly different than this. This one's
Yeah, it was the top color blue.
right.
But this is just a really beautiful color. I like this as much as I like that stone. And one thing I will eventually look at this price again, because for a sapphire this big, 2-carat sapphires, you get that kind of money for $2,000, $3,000 a carat, even $4,000 a carat. Really beautiful, beautiful gem. Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, that's a big stone. Not a whole lot of belly to it, so it faces really well.
Face is big for this weight. 10 by 8. Yeah, 10 by 8 and a sapphire, probably typically 6 carat would be more likely. Yeah, I was pretty impressed how they cut out.
And, you got, your precision cutting on it, which is a bonus.
Don't have to do the next one. I'll show it. This one sold. This is the Garnet. The super brilliance.
Yeah, it looks like it's got some nice dispersion to it, too.
Yeah. So this is a cut I started doing, and I just, I think the zircon, the red zircon, was this same cut. So it's 16 main pavilion. There's just 16 facets on the pavilion with a Portuguese style crown, and I just think it really works well. Works almost as well as a total round Portuguese, but the big benefit is you don't have the big belly, so it will set lower for you and still give you the kind of brilliance that you get out of a Portuguese. This is my go-to cut these days. So that one sold. So, moving along. Next up is another fine garnet. This would be Rhodolite. It has that lighter, bright color that was produced in Umba. I don't know this is from Umba. It is from Tanzania. But this is what typically looked like. Just a much lighter form of rhodolite. I guess if you lighten rhodolite up, this is what you get in the ideal situation. Brighter, more pleasing color than most rhodolite.
I really like the way that the colors move in that stone. What did you do? It's like I don't know. It's good, nice movement.
It pretty much all mains again, like the last round, with a step cut crown. Works real well. Looks like we had a sale.
Yes, and Gabriel picked up this square brilliant cut rhodolite.
Nice. Cool. Thanks, Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Yeah, that's a really cool stone. I just like the way that it's very pleasing.
Thanks, Gabriel. All right, this is a really, really nice rhodolite. Rhodolite. No, not a rhodolite. Really nice tourmaline. This came from the same rough that previous antique cushion. It's just this one's cleaner and around Portuguese again. It has that remarkable brilliance. And I think, can you put this on L? No, P. Sorry. Just a really nice green with secondary blue color. Appraised price on this is $10,130. That's what happens when this material is really clean. The value of it goes up really dramatically. Because tourmalines are known to be included. You know, pinks are rarely ever clean. That's why they're categorized as GIA as pinks are type 3, which is like an emerald. You know, they always have inclusion. We've cut some pinks that are and the greens are type 2s, so they're often included. But this one, pretty darn clean for a tourmaline. Appraised price $10,130. Our price online $49.99. With the 15 off, it's $42.42 or $419 a carat.
I really love that subtle hint of blue into the green in these tourmalines. It makes the green just that much better.
You bet. And it makes it that much more valuable too. You compare straight greens to blue greens, and blue greens have a much higher value in the appraisal books. 2 to 3 times.
And it's a Portuguese cut, which is
a Portuguese.
Just amazing in itself.
Just looking up green tourmaline compared to blue greens. Greens in 10 carat, they go up to $700 a carat. And the blue greens, $835. That's, I'm not sure what kind of green they're talking about. That $700 a carat. A straight green I see is $200, $250 a carat tops. But not sure. Don't always agree with the pricing guides, but they're a good guide. Hard to get much more brilliance. So not normal size. Good. So, and the price in there, is supposedly a wholesale price, so up to $800 a carat. All right, next up is a pink sapphire.
Before we get into that, can I?
And it's a hidden gem, Jeffrey.
It's a hidden gem. Well, before we get into that, can I, a few questions real quick.
All right.
Okay.
Richard wants to know that peach berrien cut we were talking about earlier that I liked for the men's ring.
Yeah.
He wants to know, would you go with a yellow gold or a white gold for that kind of cut?
I choose. Well, currently I'd choose white gold just because the market is much stronger for white. But I think it works in either. I mean, it'll probably look more dramatic in white gold. Yeah, tough call. Yeah, I'd just pick, I wouldn't be concerned other than what I like. I think will look good. If you like to wear yellow gold, it's going to be fine in yellow. If, like I say, just because of the market, white is still by 80% of the market. Yellow's coming back fairly strong, but it's taken some time. I think maybe in another 5 years will be 50-50 white and yellow. Some manufacturers are saying yellow is dominant in their business, but I still haven't quite seen that yet.
Okay. There you go, Frank or Richard. Next question, Michelle, who's purchased with us before, is looking at a Tanzanite, but she likes the ametrine as well. She said, is ametrine difficult gemstone to get? Really like the colors in ametrine and don't have it in any of my personal collection yet.
Well, we bought a couple kilos of very fine material, but they're all going to cut 20 karat plus stones. So we will have more for several years yet. We'll be cutting ametrines. We love ametrine, and we're just thrilled. We were in Hong Kong and found this dealer that was getting out of ametrine, and she had 2 kilos, and I bought one, and then Michael bought the other. So we'll have more ametrines. And one comment about if when you're concerned about what color metal to do, if we design a ring for you, we can send you renders, either metal with that stone color. Won't be exactly the stone in the render, but we've been remarkably. Chris has been doing some great renders showing pretty accurate colors within rings. So that's an option.
And then I'm asking, Alberto wanted to know, he's saying the round Portuguese cut amethyst, 17.28 carats. Is this stone, easy accessible for a live view? I'm assuming that he just wants to see it live again. Oh, it's in the safe? Okay. That's a different one from the show, not on the show. Okay. 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 Hopefully you hear that, Alberto. So it's in the safe right now, but if you stay around to the end of the show, we can grab that for you. Just let us know.
All right, next one up, pink sapphire. Again, this is one of those that has those crystalline inclusions that in person are not apparent. So this is a carat 53 pink sapphire. This one has been heated. Praise price on this one, $2,370. Our online price, $1,480.
And for those of you who are on the More Gems website, if you haven't refreshed the page, go ahead and refresh it now, and this one will show up.
So the price with the 25% off is $1,118 or $731 a carat. Is that good, Mike? That stone's been around for a while. I bought that rough back in 2007.
This was
in Madagascar.
Yeah, from your trip, right?
Yep.
You bought a whole parcel of this material. Did you heat this too yourself, or did you send it out to be heated?
Yeah, I heated it. I don't know how much success I had. I'm sure it changed color, but. Okay, next stone up, another sapphire. Is it? Oh, we had a sale. I wonder what's going on here.
Yes, so Martha picked up the emerald cut pink sapphire hidden gem.
Oh, cool.
That's a nice one.
Thanks, Martha.
Thank you, Martha.
Huh?
Wait, one more. Tracy picked up I think you cut the 31.76 carat, Michael?
Oh, the Trilliant?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
All right, thank you, Tracy.
You're gonna love it.
Got a Michael
Cool.
Moriarty stone.
Thank you,
there.
Tracy. Yeah, it's a great stone. I'm really happy
amazing.
with it, and happy you got that one.
Yeah, this is one of those that maybe could win a cutting competition. I mean, Michael really spends a lot of time.
I appreciate that.
I'm trying to get him to speed up a little bit, but hasn't worked yet. And it's to your benefit because, I mean, his facet meat are remarkable and, just really, really fine cutter.
I'm going to time you.
Just get you to cut more.
I'm going to time you on your next 31 karat amethyst and see what you
How
can.
long it takes me.
Yeah.
It's got to be 6-7 hours anyway. We'll see.
Every show. Thanks, Eileen.
Yep.
Have a good
Appreciate
night.
it.
Drive safely.
All right, next stone up, Mike. Could be a sapphire, I think. Looks like it is. Okay, this one comes from Montana. Much like some of the Nigerian material. Again, a brilliant style pavilion, step cut crown. Nice blue green. And in the photo, the patchiness you see isn't apparent when you look at it. What the cameras do to these stuff. VS2 clarity, so good clarity on the stone. Stone has been heat treated. Appraised price $31.90. Our price online $2,090. And with the 15 off, it's $1,777 or $1,058 per carat. A nice size for its weight. There's nothing extra in the belly. Little thicker girdle on it, which saves a little weight. Montana has just become really, really popular in the business, and Montana actually brings some of the highest per carats of any source compared to Sri Lanka and many of the African countries. Montana, because of the demand for the material, has received some higher prices than many other sources. And I know I haven't looked, but supposedly I think this gem guide has started pricing Montana sapphires separate from others just because of that increased value because of demand for Montanas and limited availability. That's showing up. Carat 68 Montana Sapphire. Kind of unique color, a little bit sleepy, gives it a different look. I think what stones sleepy are?
Rhodonite.
Rhodolite.
I could see some sleepiness to that material. The rhodochrosite. I don't know if they're all necessarily all sleepy, but kind of have that look to it, at least what it's showing in that camera.
So this zircon weighs 503.
Seen some pod parages. I don't know if those probably aren't always sleepy, but
Rather they weren't.
yeah,
I guess rather.
right.
Because just like this material, it'd be 200 a carat if it didn't have the sleepy look. I think that's anyway. Stone is heated. This comes from Singida in Tanzania. It's definitely not as sleepy as the picture and video, but it's sleepy. $475 is our price online. And with the 15 off, it's $404 or $80 a carat.
And this one was cut by Marcia
Was this
Tokarski.
Marcia? Yeah, I don't know where this one showed up. Marcia hasn't been around for 5 years. Okay, moving on. Next up, another Montana sapphire. This one's really a pretty color. Brown brilliant, probably both step cut. Nope. Brilliant style pavilion, kind of a Portuguese cut, 3-row Portuguese. And a step cut crown. And really nice brilliance, pretty color. SI1 clarity.
Yeah, something about a round sapphire with that cut just, I don't know, looks really nice. I don't know if it's because the other one we're looking at sleepy. This just looks so clear.
Yeah. That was our ploy. So price on this $32.40. Our price online $23.40. And with the 15 off, $1,989 or $1,105 a carat.
And I'm guessing that this is Rock Creek.
I believe so. That showing okay? Yeah, a couple of sources in Montana. Rock Creek is totally separate from the El Dorado Bar and all the mines that are on the Missouri River. They're two separate sources. Rock Creek is pretty much controlled by two companies, Gem Mountain and what's Potentate is the other mine, which we had a tour, a full tour of the mining operation at Rock Creek, which is a pretty big operation.
Yeah, it was awesome. Steve
was awesome.
Steve was he's seen, I don't know, he's been around the mines.
Yeah,
I got to.
yeah.
It
it was new for these guys, and
it was really cool. I don't know.
Had a lot of tours and.
Well, they had, it was a big operation. I mean, they had some heavy equipment out there. They were not only mining for sapphires, but they were also looking for gold as a byproduct of the sapphire mining. So the gold helped.
Well, they're doing well now.
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder. Yeah,
they're going to quit mining sapphire and mine gold.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of a byproduct that they used to fuel the operations, and they did a little bit of both. And man, when we got back to their home base, they had just a coffee can full of sapphires that they were then kind of putting through the sift to sort by sizes, and got to see the variety of color that came through there, which is really neat. But it was cool.
Yeah. Rock Creek, most of it, almost everything we've seen has been heat treated. Just in general, they produce a better stone by heating than what the color is. Most of them are mostly green to start with, and a lot of them, once you heat them, will turn blue,
And
which is the more desirable, although the greens sell well too.
and do the ones from El Dorado Bar, are they able to heat?
Yeah, they heat
Can,
a lot
yeah.
of that too.
Okay.
I think some of that we bought from Okan Bar were heated, some were natural.
Yeah, what did they called the spotted ones? Pinto?
Pinto.
Because was that what it was? Because of it was like the horses
horse,
out there,
yeah.
which were kind of neat. And we've had a few of those with like an orange with a blue spot in it or something, which are kind of neat. That's what it was, right? Pinto?
Pinto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good memory. All right, next up, a killer umbellite. This
This one's still available, huh?
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, that oh
pretty
my
remarkable
gosh, yeah,
stone.
Yeah.
This is umbellite as umbellite should be. It's like I might need to polish this table, or is it what the grading is? I'm not sure. If the table needs a polish, I'll polish it. But it is a VS2, which means it has something in it. What's in the center there? But very difficult or impossible to see. But if it is a surface issue out. But the color on this is extraordinary. Wish I had a kilo of this kind of color material. You just don't find it often. Comes from Tanzania. Linda Thierry cut this one.
Nice job, Linda.
Yeah.
Looks great.
In a 3-row Portuguese pavilion, step cut crown. Works real well. Praise price on this $28.25. Our price online $16.90, and with the 15% off, it's $1,437, $254 a carat. So we had a sale.
Yep, Kim
All right.
picked up this garnet. Glad somebody.
Okay.
Oh man, nice job, Kim.
it's a
Yeah,
killer
this is a
stone.
killer stone.
Yeah, that's the color is right for sure. Hopefully I have more like this to cut. I don't have much. Most of it's deeper color, and this material has been a little tough to find these days. Hopefully we'll see something in Tucson, some rough. Always the goal, because of this color I'd buy at 10 kilos. Show me 10 kilos of this and be thrilled. But probably 10 kilos is what the total production of the world has been of this. I don't know that to be fact. But. So, all right, cool. Next up, it's our final
Hidden
gem.
gem, Jeffrey.
All right, final hidden gem.
All
We'll
right.
get this one loaded up.
Cool one.
This is a Sphene from Zimbabwe. Just really good dispersion. Which you can see there. That's what Sphene is known for. It's strong dispersion, or break up a white light into spectral colors. You look at the ends, how many colors are down there.
Count them, chat. Steve wants you to count the colors.
Yeah, all you got to do is if you're on that page, do a refresh, and this stone will show at the top. 25% off. Coupon code RARE25.
So appraised price on this, that's incorrect, but appraised price was $10.80. Price online $7.50, and with the 25 off, it is $563 or $112 a carat.
All right, the chat's thinking 6 or 7 colors they saw.
67?
Oh. Isn't that what the kids are saying nowadays, Jeff?
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's that?
6, 7.
6, 7.
Come on, Steve.
That was a show, wasn't it? On a show or something? The kids were all doing that 6, 7. I don't know what that was. So, there's show a couple of pieces of rough we just bought. Here's a tourmaline that was just an amazing color. Now, this doesn't quite show it. I mean, it is just like the top emerald green. As soon as the guy opened the parcel up, we just went, oh my God. It's a challenge to cut because this direction is more yellow. So my goal is to keep the yellow out of it. It will be a challenging cut. But maybe next show we'll see this one cut. It's not, although blue is nice in them, this one is really just emerald green, what the color of this stone is. Hopefully I can keep that because expensive piece of rough. A major purchase, and hopefully I'm going to get I don't know what kind of weight out of it, but hopefully a big stone. And here's a really nice, clean, bicolor tourmaline. Good, pretty much cut DS1 or maybe flawless. Then we got a few Tanzanites, and we started our Tucson buying early. Friend came driving through and stopped by, and we picked up some nice pieces and some things for the future, which hopefully Tucson has a lot more of interest. So somebody was interested in this round 17 karat amethyst.
Yeah, I believe it was Alberto. If I remember correctly, he wanted to see the stone live, and I just pulled it out of the safe.
Yeah, that same killer color. Did you cut this one?
I believe Linda did.
Okay.
It wasn't me.
Yeah, Portuguese pavilion, step cut crown. So a remarkably similar color to what the Trilliant was. Well, there's not much light up there. In really good brilliance. Really good color. $17.27 carat, and we'll do the 15 off on this one too. I don't know what we'd have to do that. Call us tomorrow if you're interested. And
Yeah, or I don't know.
you have a coupon code.
Jeffrey, could you add that stone to the collection? I'm not sure if Alberto will be interested, but if he is, Dad wants to give him the 15 off on that one.
If somebody else grabs it.
Well, yeah.
If anybody else wants this stone, call us tomorrow.
Yeah.
This gentleman requested it specifically, so we'll give him first shot at it. But it'll be online or in part of the show. Okay.
Yeah, Jeffrey's going to put it into the show collection.
1728.
Yeah.
4525 is the number on it.
So that now, when you add it to the cart, once Jeffrey finishes up, it should add the auto 15% off on this piece.
Yeah. So you have this evening to buy it, and then it's open game. If anybody else is interested, if it's there tomorrow, it's available because it's a great stone too. I think it was on last show. Or
Could
was
have
it on? Yeah, it must have been on a show. All right.
All right.
Anybody have questions?
Yeah, chat.
Yeah, I think that's the end of our show tonight.
For stone-wise, yeah.
yeah,
If
yeah,
anybody has
so-
any questions, send them out there right now. Jeffrey will kind of screen the chat, see if there's any additional questions. And then, yeah, we'll
Did you
kind
have
of go from there.
success with that? Okay. So that stone will be up in
About
in a
15
half
minutes.
hour.
Yeah,
15
15 minutes,
minutes.
30 minutes.
As soon
Yep.
as we're done here, you can focus on it and get it on there, and you'll get the 15% off if you're interested in that stuff.
Yeah, so we're at the end. If anybody has any questions, put them in the chat. Otherwise, yeah, if you like any of these stones tonight, make sure to grab them. As we normally do at the end of each show, with what's left, what are you guys thinking that you think should have sold that hasn't sold?
Oh, I'm going first this time.
You are, okay.
I'm going with this tourmaline. This thing is sweet.
Yeah, that's
it is pretty
crazy.
remarkable.
The two other Portuguese cuts sold. This one is got spectacular color, and it's just a awesome gem. I do love tourmaline too.
Oregon Sunstone. Just the color on
Oh
it. Just,
man, I didn't even go back that far. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the color on that's freaking
Oh,
amazing.
it's
That's still
it's
available?
the most unusual gem in the bunch.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it is the rarest stone of everything we showed tonight.
Yeah.
for sure.
Jeffrey, I was telling Daddy, I saw him cutting it, and like,
What is that?
yeah, I said, "What are you?" Well, I was asking him what he's doing because man, that would have made a great video.
Oh yeah.
So
He
I was a
made
little
me feel
disappointed.
bad
Um,
yeah.
just because it's such a rarity. We haven't done
Yeah.
Sunstone,
Yeah.
but we'll be
Sorry.
on the lookout for something new, unusual, large size. We're always looking for something cool to cut and do a
Yeah.
video of. So
Well, we'll do a video of this green tourmaline.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Oh yeah, that's a
one.
good idea. Yeah, that one's a special piece too.
Yeah. That I said this is the rarest, but that natural color Tanzanite's probably rare. Well, I've never seen one like this. I've never seen a sunstone that looked like this. I'd have to wonder if Sunstone Butte, if they have produced anything like this.
Sunstone Butte typically has the green. They're
they're
what do they call them? The dichroic stones.
Mhm.
So when you hit that 90, you'll get a green.
Yeah, you won't get this pure a color.
I wonder if this is like spectrum.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
more like theirs.
right.
Have to show them the picture. We're out in Tucson.
Yeah,
See what they think it's worth.
true.
It would be interesting,
Yeah. What
because they've been producing quite a bit. Last year they had big production.
was his name?
Chris.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then
Yeah, you gotta come up with these names for me at
yeah.
Tucson. There's
Well,
so
I know,
many.
but we stayed with Don, and I guess we
Yeah.
stayed at Chris' mine too.
Yeah, we
one
did.
year, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't really mind there.
No,
We just stayed there.
yeah.
Yeah, parked out in there. Parked
It was it
On the
was
road.
in the middle of nowhere. Just
That is the middle of nowhere. There is no place more desolate than where the sunstone mines are.
Right.
You drive for an hour and a half and you don't see anybody, anything.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Plush was the nearest town.
Plush,
It was like
yeah.
2 blocks. I don't even. There maybe you think there was a post office there?
Yeah, I think maybe.
I don't know. I remember that they pumped our gas. I think there. I'd never seen
going
that
way
before.
back.
It was
Yeah.
yeah.
Any other questions there, Jeff?
Well, Alberto, the stone is now there. At the very bottom of the list, you'll find the round Portuguese, 17.28 carats. That should give you the 15% off. Just a little, Mr. Jims said that he went ahead and bought his Ultratech. Thanks for the inspiration.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah, if you bought it, just make sure to mention Steve.
Yeah,
and
Steve
if you
will-
send it over to us, we can kind of verify it and everything. So,
Yeah, let them know and that you bought it because of me, and you'll get a nice piece of rough. We
Yeah.
just sent out some beauties. In these roughs will cut. They're going to cut amethyst like what we're showing you. Is what I've been sending. So you get a piece of rough that's going to cut a 30 carat stone.
So just kind of like the
Yeah.
you can cut a trilliant
Yeah.
and you get
There.
great stone. Do a step cut, man.
and then lastly, the last question I think is from Franklin. He had a question on garnets. Do you think purple Orissa garnets are more valuable than other purple colored garnets?
Stump me.
Don't know that one.
No.
Orissa.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't specifically know the color of that source of purple. Much of it comes out of Madagascar, and Orissa's, I may have bought purple from Tanzania. But I'm specifically, I couldn't tell you. Most of the material I've bought is from Mozambique.
All right, I think that is it for the night. 3 hours, not too bad.
No, hey, first show of 2026. Thank you everybody for coming.
Yes, yeah,
coming
appreciate
back.
it.
I see so many people that have been longtime watchers, new people. It is so cool. We still have a great time doing it, and
Yep.
we're going to continue doing it as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
you bet. I wish we could do it more often, but I can't cut that much.
Yeah, and if anybody out in the chat, they can think of anything that they'd like for us to do in addition to what we're doing, different segments, cooler animations, better sound. I don't know.
Always open.
Yeah, always open for
Yeah, trying to
suggestions. Want to make the
improve
show better,
Yeah.
more entertaining, as entertaining, or if you like it as the way it is, just tell us. Keep
I
doing the
think
same.
you've done a remarkable job, Michael.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yep.
And it's good to have you here, Jeffrey. We don't get to see you often enough. But
Yep, it's good to see. Well, we see him more nowadays. We've been doing this show for 5+ years now.
It started over COVID, didn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, what number is this?
this is, I don't know,
60
something. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because we started in 2020. So yeah, it's going on. We're going on our. Would this be the 5th or the 6th year? Something like that, but
Yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah, we appreciate all your business. Our business online has changed our entire way of doing business. Our store is only open one day a month. We're here always and open for appointments, but the third Saturday of every month is the only day we open our store to the public. So it has changed our business. Our online business has taken over. Thank you all for that, and thank you for showing up tonight. Been our pleasure dealing with you.
Yes, thank you guys. Have a good night, and Steve will
that's
close
good.
it out.
Yeah, that's going to do it for us tonight. Keep on gemming.
Let's go, like the stage is set. Rare gemstones you won't forget. Colors so bold, they steal the scene. A world of brilliance, crisp and clean. On the Gemshow, where treasures shine. A moment of beauty, a spark divine. Cut to perfection, glowing with pride. Step into the wonder, come inside. Come inside, oh. The finest gems, each one a star, from places distant and lands afar. Shapes that shimmer, hues that play. This is your chance, it's Gem Drop Day. So see the light in every stone, crafted by hands, each one alone. A fleeting glimpse, don't let it fade. Gems like these are never remade. On the Gemshow, where treasures shine. A moment of beauty, a spark divine. Cut to perfection, glowing with pride. Step into the wonder, come inside. Come inside, it's the Gemshow, a dazzling view where every gemstone waits for you. Welcome to the Gemshow. Let's go! You're the Gemshow, where treasures shine. A moment of beauty, spark divine. Cut to perfection, glowing with pride. Step into the wonder, come inside. Learn inside, yo. It's the Gemshow, a dazzling view where every gemstone waits for you.